Hey guys, my name is SickaBOT1, and this guy thought it would be a good idea to rank all of Maroon 5's charting songs.
This guy. Really, that's how you start us off.
Well, yeah, this guy, me, just your ordinary toast, please subscribe, wanted to rank Maroon 5's charting songs. Why? Well, I don't know really. Justin Timberlake didn't cut it out for me or something. And hey, at least I brought along this other guy to help me out with it.
In particular today, we'll be focusing on the 26 songs Maroon 5 have gotten on the Hot 100. Peak doesn't matter. We're also not counting any songs that have just Adam on them. It's gotta be credited to the band.
Even if the songs don't sound like they were made by a fully functioning band.
And trust me, that becomes a very prevalent feeling when we're talking about Overexposed in 5.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, technically not, because guess what's at the bottom?
I really don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Let's just cut this out. Cut this.
I don't wanna know, no, who's taking you home.
Yep. Call it predictable, but this song makes both of our skins crawl.
And it's not even because it's particularly annoying, it's just nothing. It's every reggae and dancehall trend from the past year or so neutered.
It's yet another lifeless, boring nothing of a song that got mushed in with all of the other trends in 2016.
Adam sounds bored, the instrumentation is a hollow shell of 2016 musical trends, and Kendrick? Come on, man.
No more please stop, no more hashtag booed up screenshots.
And the music video is a lie, not because it says that Pokemon are real, but because it's trying to convince you that the song has actual guitars and real drums. It doesn't. I'm not an idiot.
And the music video doesn't even have Kendrick in it, let alone his verse. Instead, we get this.
Yeah, but my tummy's embarrassing. I'm saying excuse me all the time. And not because I'm burping. My tummy's bad. Well, might blow a lot of ass.
Hey, I'll take a mediocre verse from Kendrick over a skit from Vince Vaughn any day. Let's just move on, shall we?
I'm here to wipe your eyes tonight before you fall asleep.
Fun fact, this is the only 1 out of 5 that either of us gave on any of these songs. Yeah, Marcus didn't give any 1s, he only gave 0s.
I really don't know why I didn't give any songs a 1 out of 5. I guess that usual feeling that I get when I give songs a 1 out of 5 just wasn't there.
This is a confusing one. The little sample in the beginning confuses me a lot and is really not needed as it just isn't used in the rest of the song. And despite the instruments probably sounding more real than what they sound like in Maroon 5's later songs, they still sound really fake to me. And then Adam tries to sing the chorus and I'm confused and bored. Whoever knew there was such a powerful combination.
I really wanna love somebody.
This is a fully functioning song. I mean, I guess.
I'm not sure what there is to really say about this other than it's something Maroon 5 could have made at any point in their careers. Oh, and the chorus is the only memorable part of this. Like Adam himself says, he's only halfway there. But in this case, it's with writing a great pop song. Big, fat,
I don't know, whenever I think about the song, especially the halfway there line, I always think of Big Time Rush.
Come on. Anyone? Does anyone remember them? No?
Yep, we didn't agree on everything, go figure. And this isn't even the biggest disagreement we had on this ranking.
Personally, I never really hated this song. I thought it was kind of generic pop rock, nothing more, nothing less. For what it's worth, the melodies aren't terrible, and I kind of like the map thing, but nothing about it really sticks out other than that. At least for me. Is this something these guys can make in their sleep?
My main problem with this song is that Adam chooses to stay in his falsetto for most, if not all of the song. I know it's a personal grudge, but this guy's falsetto rarely sounds good, with only a few exceptions.
And let me tell you, this song is the worst example of his falsetto being the worst thing ever. Worst.
I hear a voice in my sleep at night.
Also, unlike Josh, I don't like any of the vocal melodies. The way he repeats following at the end of the choruses makes my ear bleed, and the map's concept is weird.
But hey, this is speaking of Adam's falsetto.
Oh, Mike Posner. I'm glad you got out of writing this kind of schlock.
Wait, Mike Posner wrote this?
Yep, Chuck Genius. He's got a writing credit on this and he wrote the hook. Dear God, no wonder he went into depression around this time.
This is the main song that has Adam's god-awful falsetto on it, being prevalent throughout the chorus. And while I do still hate it, I can still tolerate the song that little bit more due to the verses at least being competent.
I don't know why I ever liked this song. Maybe the benefit of lowered expectations, I don't know. But yeah, in hindsight, that falsetto really isn't good.
Composition's alright, though.
Yeah, I can admit the production's pretty good.
Everything feels right with this production, and while I don't really like it, I don't hate it either.
The song may be meh, but I can appreciate it, and I'll listen to it whenever it's on the radio. Just, Adam should never use that falsetto again.
The first few times I heard this song, I didn't even know that Wiz Khalifa was on it. Thanks, White Radio!
What's the Wiz Khalifa?
I feel like this is the song that truly cemented the current state of Maroon 5. It was the lead-off single for Overexposed, and of course, they got a pointless guest rap verse because why not? It's also where Adam and company started to get really uninspired with their writing and instrumentation.
Yeah, this instrumentation is pretty lazy, and the way it just turns into bass for Wiz Khalifa's verse bothers me for some reason. Not because I hate nothing but bass production, we'll get to that later, but mainly because we're talking about Wiz Falafel here, a boring, by-the-numbers, interchangeable rapper.
I'm sorry, I just have a personal bias against Wiz Khalifa here.
So, why do you like this?
I can actually dig the verses, and I like the part of the chorus where he isn't in his falsetto, you know, that fairy tale part.
This song is a train wreck.
Maroon 5 want to make music that hits hard? Fine. My favorite modern Maroon 5 songs are the ones that go outside the box and deliver some hard-hitting production and catchy melodies. But this production is terrible.
Everything's just so swamped out with these bassy synths that just clash so horribly with Adam's falsetto. It's just... this is unlistenable. Not to mention how gratuitous the F-bombs are on the chorus.
We get it, you're Maroon freaking 5 and you're using a swear word for once. That doesn't make you cool or edgy. To me, it just makes you desperate.
Yeah, I get it. Opinions are opinions, but hey, I like it.
While I can agree with Josh that the use of the F word is really forced and gratuitous, I can dig quite a bit of this song. The vocal melodies in the verses and pre-chorus are infectious and are pleasing to the ear, or at least my ears. Adam's falsetto isn't that bad, although it can get a bit annoying after repeated listen, and I like the production for whatever reason.
Seriously, I have spent countless hours trying to find out what I like about this production, and I've got nothing.
I guess it's more of the funky tropical vibe that's there, but then again, we have Don't Wanna Know, which is worse than this song and still has the same tropical vibe. Let's just move on before I keep embarrassing myself.
Yeah, about that.
And when the daylight comes, I'll have to go.
Marcus, you say something.
The only reason this isn't a 2 out of 5 is basically because of childhood memories. You see, back in 2013 when I was around 11 or 12, my favourite songs used to be just songs on the radio. And how much I liked them were determined by how excited I got when they were played on the radio. Daylight was one of those songs where I really got ecstatic whenever it played, and to this day I still get that ecstatic feeling, even though it isn't as big as it was.
Besides that,
Really? In a year that had much better ballads by Rihanna and Bruno Mars, you chose what's perhaps the safest ballad of the decade?
I was 11 and dumb, let's move on.
Come away, little lost, come away to the water.
I wish I liked this song more than I actually do.
Conceptually, I think it's solid. A slow, subtle song to invoke the unease of fighting for survival in the Hunger Games, but I think they could have executed this a lot better.
There's a fine line between subtly haunting production and production that's just flat out boring, and unfortunately this song is on the wrong side of that line.
I mean, I guess Rosie Crane sounds alright on backing vocals. Still, I wish this hit harder than it does, you know? Maybe pre-2010's Maroon 5 would have pulled this off a lot better.
I pretty much agree with all of Josh's points, but the main reason I think it's decent is, well, I can't really pin that down. But I'm 90% sure it's because of my general liking to a subtle production like this.
I don't know, I guess after listening to that Hanging Tree song, I think anything from the Hunger Games soundtrack would have been a step up.
Hey! Don't go dissing the Hanging Tree.
But I want to...
So I cross my heart and I hope to die.
I know. Shut up. I know, from a lyrical standpoint, the song is pretty despicable.
I just like the way it sounds, alright?
The instrumentation has some color and vigor that most of Maroon 5's recent songs just don't have. It feels dangerous. I mean, it's kinda pissy, but at least it's something. Even Adam's falsetto actually kinda works for me here. Take that for what you will.
I really don't care about the song.
Like, I get the points against and for this song, but whenever I try to listen to it to form an opinion, my mind just ends up telling me, hey, you could just listen to something else instead.
And I do that. Why? Because why not?
It was always you. Can't believe I could not see it.
This song is better than it has any right to be.
It's a synth-pop song from 5 that actually has some weight and energy. How is that even possible?
I mean, it's not perfect. Adam's voice can get a little annoying at times, and I feel like there should be a little more going on. Maybe add a bridge or a solo. But this is some really solid pop. Yeah, keep it up. Thumbs up.
I'm honestly just as surprised as Josh is.
I've listened to V a couple of times out of curiosity, and out of all of the songs, besides the hit, this is the song that I can remember the most. It's got energy, a catchy chorus, and some nice swell in the pre-chorus. Also, that guitar line in the chorus is... it's great.
But hey, speaking of great songs,
Cold enough to chill my bones. It feels like I don't know you anymore.
finally, I get to talk about this.
The song is dark and atmospheric, with the verses having the same bass-heavy style that was in Wiz Cahoot's verse of Payphone. But unlike that, his verse actually has emotion and some resemblance of catchiness. The song is about Adam's realization of his girl's changed behavior around him. And geez, does he sound good. He conveys the emotions needed really well in the verses, while still conveying a catchy and well done song. And that chorus, oh man, that chorus. Every single element of it is so catchy, so well done that it sticks into your brain. And the transition from the first chorus to the second verse, from catchiness to bass-riddled emotions, it's just captivating.
I could go on about this song for days, but for now, I'll just say that this is a great song.
Okay, but what about Future's verse? You think that sucks, right?
Oh yeah, Future.
We going two separate ways. You ain't been acting the same.
He's probably the weak link of the song. His lines feel awkward and don't really connect. But that guitar riff at the end of his verse is so amazing, so there's that.
And I'm done.
Even though Marcus really likes this song, personally, I just find it kind of dull, and if I want to listen to dark, modern Maroon 5, I've already got this.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down, eat you alive.
I don't care.
So if I run, it's not enough.
The first time I heard this, I was put off by how violent the lyrics were in regards to a relationship, but then I heard it in the background at a college party, and that's when it clicked with me. Yes, this song is ridiculous in concept and execution, but it kinda knows it. It's tense, it's atmospheric, and that howl at the end of the bridge.
Baby,
Yeah, I dig it.
Honestly, I could see a metal band making a pretty great cover of this. Yeah, make that happen.
I can enjoy this, I dig this, but there are some elements that irk me. The lyrical sentiment is really, really creepy, and the music video isn't really helping matters. That howl is also the worst thing ever.
It feels out of place and it disrupts the pace of the song, but at least it fits with the tone of it. It's a song called Animals, so of course Adam thought it was a good song to showcase his secret howling talents.
Who knows, maybe that elaborate theory that Adam Levine is a furry may be true after all.
Oh, Marcus, as a member of the music podcast community, you should already know that everybody is either a furry or a closet furry.
Amen to that. Wait a second.
I really need to know.
Hey, remember when Maroon 5 were a funk band? That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Thus far, we've mostly talked about songs that don't really speak to the band's roots. But this song definitely does. Organic guitars and groove, it's beautiful.
This is a solid song, but the whole stutter thing just rubbed me the wrong way. Probably just a few personal issues.
Besides that, the production feels organic, it feels nice, it has a nice groove, but I don't know if I'll keep listening to this. Maybe if I get past that personal stutter thing, I'll be able to enjoy this a lot more.
It's Ken! Coming to kill me!
Okay, yeah, I see where that would annoy you, but personally to me, that actually adds some of the charm to it.
I mean, if you're gonna have a gimmick for your lyrics, it's nice to be able to follow them through with something that takes them to the next level. Yeah, it doesn't really take that much extra work in this case, but still.
This is a solid pop tune that sticks in the brain, has a nice groove, and just sticks with you for days after listening to it. Nothing more and nothing less.
This may have been at the beginning of Maroon 5's sellout period, but I don't mind, it's funky and fun.
I even like Christina Aguilera's verse on this. She has more chemistry with Adam than you might think at first glance.
Alright, now this is the part where it gets good.
This is a solid Maroon 5 funk song that probably has some of the best vocal melodies in the whole entire ranking. Sure, some of the lines in the verses feel off, but that's more of a little distraction than a huge problem. It's a pleasant, groovy, funky track from a band that really doesn't have groove or funk anymore.
Jeez, Maroon 5 used to do Desperation so much better than they currently do. Well, then again, everything about old Maroon 5 is much better than modern Maroon 5. And we haven't even gotten to Songs About Jane or It Won't Be Soon Before Long yet.
Jeez, all this time we've been talking about bad to pretty good songs, and we haven't even gotten into Maroon 5's first two albums yet.
And yeah, the desperate feeling that's here is executed way better here than in other songs. And I don't know why, but the production here feels like it's a better version of Daylight. But this song was released before Daylight. Okay then.
The melodies here are so somber, but manage to have some real grit and sweetness mixed in there. Really, it's the kind of thing that fits Adam's voice best.
And this isn't even the best example of their desperate songs, but we'll get to that a little later. For the meantime, one more major disagreement.
Okay, this song is amazing. What are you on, man?
Yeah, sorry Marcus, but after using this as my bumper on my Worst of 2010 video, I started to realize just how irritating Adam's voice is on this song in particular.
Not that I think the instrumentation is stellar either. It's not bad, but even at the time I thought it was just a diet version of much better Maroon 5 songs made earlier in their career. It's just kinda pissy and annoying, but I guess not the worst thing in the world, I will concede that.
I can see that. However, I have different thoughts.
This song is Maroon 5's pop rock sort of thing done right. The guitars are funky and have a generally nice sounding melody. Adam's voice, while not his best, sounds really good here, and he manages to be both desperate while still giving a good performance that doesn't sound like he's in misery. And sure, falsetto Levine is here, but it's not that bad here, really.
So, I enjoy this a lot. That's all.
But now it's smooth sailing from here on out. All songs about Jane and It Won't Be Soon Before Long. If that's not a testament to how downhill this band went, I don't know what is.
This song is really sweet, you know. Maybe a little too sweet at times, but, you know, sweet.
I honestly agree with Josh here. It's sweet, a bit too sweet, but still sweet. My one gripe with it is that it sounds like that type of song that plays at the end credits for a soppy love movie. Mainly because it was the end credits song for one of those very types of movies. I can't really remember which one though, but I think my mum forced me to watch that. Besides that, solid track.
You know, people give props to old Maroon 5 for their funk sound, but I think they pull off pseudo-jazz just as well.
Maybe it's the childhood nostalgia talking for me here, but I dig that swing rhythm, Adam Levine's somewhat calmer delivery on the chorus, and those horns on the bridge. It's a light, happy song that puts me in a good mood. Though it's also one of those songs that I never really knew the name of until years later. I kind of forgot the song existed before we started working on this ranking.
This is the perfect song to listen to when you're waking up in a nice, cool autumn day.
It's got a nice swing, it's smooth, and it just sounds great. When I first went to this song, I was blown away by just how good it was. It's not great though. That little switch up to the horns in the bridge, it feels a bit jarring, even though I got used to it after a while. But overall, this is a solid pseudo-jazz song to listen to. Oh, yeah, indeed.
Remind me to never do that again, please.
Yeah, don't worry, from here on out, whenever you do that again, I'm gonna link you one of Rodrigo's puns.
Oh, please, no.
You know, I never saw Adam as the kind of person who would revenge kill the person his ex was cheating on, but this song makes a pretty good case for it.
Revenge kill?
Yeah, killing out of revenge. I think that's kind of a self-explanatory concept there.
I know that, but in a Maroon 5 song?
Yep. Wake up call, caught you in the morning with another one in my bed, 6 foot tall, came without a warning so I had to shoot him dead. He's killing a man.
Oh my.
Well, besides that little detail, I like this song quite a bit. The little synth that opens up this song is catchy and has a good melody. The touches of piano in the pre-chorus add some texture, and the chorus is catchy, yet kinda hard-hitting. Which is fitting, because as explained earlier, Adam just killed a guy.
This song definitely mixes intensity and catchiness almost flawlessly. Again, I don't really buy Adam doing the things he's saying in this song, but when it sounds this awesome, I just don't care. Definitely a highlight of Maroon 5's discography.
Getting Rihanna to collaborate might have been the best decision for this song.
Making this song a duet really helped bring more power to the song and its lyrics. It also helped that Adam Levine and Rihanna have amazing chemistry. The chemistry alone really sells the song, and it's just great.
I honestly can't say much beyond that. Adam and Rihanna just have good chemistry.
Yeah, what he said. Chemistry.
This is the Maroon 5 song that people tend to look back on most fondly, and for good reason. Just listen to that groove.
Yeah, this song has an amazing groove and one of Adam's best vocal performances. The instrumentation is tight, slick, and seriously, that guitar line is amazing. Bow, da, bow, bow.
This also deservedly hit number 1 on the Hot 100. And between moves like Jagger and One More Night, it definitely deserved to hit number 1 the most out of those songs. Seriously, Maroon 5 managed to turn Adam's angst into something that hits hard. I think they all deserve a little kudos for that.
And keeping in the tradition of Adam Levine turning his pissiness into genuine catharsis.
This is probably one of, if not my favorite hit song of 2004.
Wait, this was a hit in 2004? But Songs About Jane came out in 2002.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's just amazing how this is both Maroon 5's breakthrough hit while also being one of their best. Adam is depicting a failed relationship and he does so with the right amount of anger and yet subtle sadness in his voice. And the production reflects that too, with the menacing guitars, the hard drums, yet the somber piano that creeps in throughout the song. It's just amazingly catchy, yet also captures the tone of the lyrics really well. Dare I say even better than songs like Make Me Wonder.
Ooh, that's gonna be a controversial statement there. Personally, I'd give the edge to Makes Me Wonder, but there's no denying that this love expresses relationship angst almost just as well.
When we started doing this ranking, I thought this song would be at number 1. You know what? Number 2 is pretty good too.
To me, this is the hardest that Maroon 5 have ever rocked, or ever will rock. I grew up with this song, so I guess that might be why I'm able to forgive some of the poor production quality. It's just so gritty and intense, and I love it so much.
Oh boy, this song.
Firstly, a personal story. When I was around 6 or 7, I first heard this on the radio and I thought this was made by like an actual rock star. Eventually, after some searching, I thought that this was made by Slash. You know, that guy.
Slash actually did make a song with Adam Levine in 2010, now that you mention it.
And I've been saving these last words for
Yeah, unfortunately it's not as exciting as it sounds. Maybe Slash should have taken some cues from this song for that collab.
This song is really intense, like, really intense, to the point where it gets full out wild in the end. Adam brings his edgiest performance to date, and it really works. Even the vocal effects that's plastered onto him add to the edginess that this brings off. The guitar solo is also great, although probably not as great as it could be. The song overall is an edgy, dark song that really sticks with you. It really did define that 6 to 7-year-old me. But maybe that's just because I spent an eternity looking for it.
And even though the rock kid in me loves this song to death despite its flaws, there was one song that won Marcus and me over just a little bit more. One song left, and it's a special one.
It's not over tonight. Just give me one more chance to make it right.
Oh my gosh, this song.
The taste of the bread.
Let's face it, I'm a sucker for melancholy in music. If you've seen some of my best lists, you can probably tell. And while we've already showcased an example of Adam and Company doing sadness and regret right with Never Gonna Leave This Bed, Won't Go Home Without You blows it out of the water in almost every category.
It's just beautiful. One of the most beautiful things that I think Maroon 5 has ever done and ever will do.
Oh lord, the childhood memories that they're all flooding back.
I loved this song so much as a child. It was just like one of those songs that I was really excited to hear whenever it was on the radio. You know, I sung it all the time with my parents and it was just fun, man. There's a melancholic tone here that the whole entire song captures well. From the low-key verses to the pseudo blow-up in the chorus to just those 6 words. It all waves into this wonderful masterpiece of a song.
You can tell me that Adam Levine is one of the worst vocalists of all time, and I'll probably agree with you, but his voice is far from unusable. His high tones sell his heartbreak perfectly, and I wouldn't want anyone else singing this.
And yes, I know I've refrained from mentioning the ARIA charts, that's just unusual of me, but seriously, this song was a top 10 hit in Australia. Point 1 Australia, point 0 America.
Meanwhile in America, this just barely scrapes the top 50. Whatever.
When adding together all my scores for these songs, I got a total of 81 points out of a possible 130. Maroon 5 may be a punchline nowadays, but their back catalog still holds up today, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I, however, got a total of 94 out of a possible 130. And like Josh said, Maroon 5 may be a punchline nowadays, but so many of these songs are just great, and they all hold a special place in my heart, for better or for worse.
I'm just your ordinary toast. Make sure to follow my YouTube and Twitter if you actually liked me. And Josh, it was a pleasure working with you.
And you too, sir. I've been sick of the OT1, and take care.
I've got it all, and I'm getting more, but I never